Alright, my friends, so picking up from where we left off, you should have the lab report downloaded. You should have it saved to your hard drive. You should have every layer listed from the Vishnu schist up to the Redwall limestone. And you should be telling me whether it was intruded, whether it was formed by pressure, whether it was deposited, that sort of thing. And now what we have to do is, just like in our example where they say things like the sea level lowered, and there was erosion and then the sea level rose, we have to fill in the blanks between these different levels. Now we can start with the Vishnu schist as just having been formed, but now we need a second step between the Vishnu schist and the Zoroaster granite. So let's see what's happening there. Well, Zoroaster granite is formed within the Vishnu schist by an igneous intrusion. Now what's an igneous intrusion? Well, if we go back to the lesson again, oh boy, it was just there. An intrusion, an igneous intrusion, is when, let's just Google it, my friends. Sometimes that's faster. Igneous intrusion. I'm typing that in now. Okay, here's an intrusion. An intrusion is liquid rock that forms under the Earth's surface, magma. Okay, now we know what causes an intrusion. It's magma. It's liquid rock. So if we go back to our lab report, here it is. We know what caused the Zoroaster granite, what caused this intrusion. It was liquid rock, or magma. So we can say magma enters the Vishnu schist. And I should capitalize Vishnu. Do I need to capitalize schist? I'll do it anyway. I'm not sure if I need to. Probably not. That gets us to where we can have the Zoroaster granite intruding. Excellent. Okay, so we've got that link. Now how do we go from the Zoroaster granite to the Bast limestone? Let's take a look, see if we can figure out what's happening. First, let's take a look at the different kinds of rocks. Granite is formed when those rocks melt and recrystallize. We're working with, what is it, limestone now? Let's go take a look, make sure I'm right. Yeah, the Bast limestone. Okay, what's limestone? Limestone forms in warm, shallow waters. So water must have come in here. The water level must have risen enough to form a shallow sea. That must have happened. Okay, so in order to get this limestone above the schist, we must have had the water level rises and a shallow sea form. So let's write that down. We'll write down water level rises, shallow sea forms. Okay, and you know what I'm going to do? Let's go ahead and put in those blank spaces in between each step, just to make sure that as we're going through here, we don't miss any of them. I've gotten you started here, and I'm not going to take you through every single step because that would basically be giving away the answer. Remember, you need a step after the Redwall limestone because it doesn't end at the Redwall limestone. It actually ends at something called an unconformity above the Redwall limestone. You have to tell us what caused that unconformity. Okay, so we're all set up to just fill in these blanks in between. What had to happen for limestone to form? Shallow sea forms. Let's get you started with shale. Okay, shale forms in the deep sea. So if we had limestone, which forms in shallow seas, and then all of a sudden we have shale, which we know forms in the deep sea, what must have happened? The water level must have risen even more, forming a deep sea. But we can go back above shale and see what we have there. Where did I find shale? Yeah, to go from limestone, which is found in shallow seas, to shale, what must have happened? go ahead and type that in yourself. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in just the information I know from the way these different stones are formed. So I know that the water level rose. Hopefully you got that too. And a deeper sea forms. Okay? So let's just work with how we know that these different rocks are formed. Look it up in that little table and just in between write down what happened to form the next one. That's your task right now. I'm going to stop the video and make a new one, so when you're ready, come back to the next video.